You're watching 11 Alive Morning News. 11 minutes of nonstop news starts now.
It is 6:47, kicking off your 11 minutes of nonstop news on this Monday morning.
11 minutes of news, traffic, and weather as you get your day started. Good morning, Chesley.
Yeah, we're dealing with some fog this morning. That fog will burn off. We'll be left with the clouds, but any rain coming out of those clouds today, I'll let you know coming up.
Right now, a 15-year-old is in the hospital after being shot near Six Flags over Georgia on Saturday. Cobb County police say this teen was hit in return gunfire by officers after chaos broke out inside the park.
11 Alive's Ariana Manish joining us live outside Six Flags this morning with the very latest.
Aisha and Cheryl, we reached out to the GBI to get an update on the condition of the 15-year-old who was shot by an officer. The last update says he was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Now, this all happened on opening day of the season for Six Flags over Georgia on Saturday. The GBI says Cobb County Police, they were at the park to help security after a crowd of 500 to 600 people were running through the park and fighting. At some point, multiple people began shooting, hitting an unoccupied patrol car. We're learning that the 15-year-old was shot by an officer as that officer was returning fire. The GBI says police did recover a handgun by the teen. Now, we spoke to visitors who were at the park on Sunday. They say they noticed heightened security and a much smaller crowd. The GBI says they're still investigating the events surrounding Saturday, and they do expect to release an update later on today. Back to you.
Ariana, thank you. Now to one of our top stories on 11alive.com. Right now, there is a lot of confusion about this viral video posted by Everything Georgia that shows people running through the Mall of Georgia. Check it out for yourself. We reached out to police to find out exactly what happened because the post claimed that a deadly shooting had took place there, but that is not true. Gwinnett County Police say they got a call about a fight that allegedly took place there at the mall and believe that is what caused the chaos seen in this viral video. Right now, we are working to learn if anyone was injured or taken into custody.
6:49 now. Today in Atlanta, the city council will talk about adding more street lights in the city. Liza Lucas has more for us. Liza, this has been a work in progress for quite a while.
That's right. Since 2021, to be exact, we're talking about a partnership between the city of Atlanta and Georgia Power. The two have been teaming up to increase lighting and ultimately safety in areas that have high rates of crime and high rates of crashes. But now there is a request for more funding towards that effort. Now, the effort already beat the plan's initial goal that was announced in 2021 by then Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms. Crews since installing or replacing more than 10,000 streetlights. Now, phase 3 would cost up to $3.9 million in additional funding. The plan would remain the same to boost safety by brightening city streets and neighborhoods, but more funding would mean reaching more key locations. Now, council members still want to know exactly which neighborhoods we're talking about when we talk about more funding. It is expected that those council members will have that information in hand today before they get ready to vote at full council meeting at 1 o'clock. Sending it back to you.
All right, Liza, we'll see what happens. Thanks a lot.
And that was a look at your top headlines.
All right, Chesley, still fog out there.
It is, yeah. And that's going to be the case through the morning, at least. By the time we get to mid-morning, a lot of that should begin to lift out of the area. It's very patchy so far. And once it lifts, we'll be left with mostly cloudy skies. Look at that. 0 visibility in Duluth and over toward Atlanta. 1 mile visibility right now over into Carrollton. Excellent visibility up here to the north. From Rome over to Blairsville, you got 10 miles visibility. 12 miles up there into Clayton. Not bad. But Canton, you're at 2 miles visibility. So that means you'll be driving in and out of the fog this morning. Temperatures are running in the 50s so far this morning. Got a couple 60s out there like LaGrange down toward Peachtree City. 44, the cool spot up into Clayton at the current hour. So it's a mild start for us, and we'll be warm as we head through the afternoon. 64 degrees by noon, on our way to 72 for your afternoon high today. Our winds will be out of the east at about 8 miles per hour or less for today. That rain chance starts to increase on us as we head into Tuesday. That's tomorrow, and we'll see that rain become a little bit more widespread, especially as we head toward the evening. Why is that? Well, up front, area of low pressure that will be making its way down toward us will be moving in our direction. We'll be watching that again for tomorrow. Today, at least, the high pressure is up to the north of us, and that will start to slide over toward the east, and we'll get back into that southerly flow, which will help bring in some of that moisture. And I think, again, we will have some widespread showers tomorrow. Today, the severe weather threat is off to our west of Memphis and Jackson, Mississippi. You're looking at a dark green shade, means a level 1 threat or a marginal risk for severe weather. The light green, which is over our westernmost counties, 0 threat for the thunderstorms today. We're expecting just a few scattered showers, isolated showers at best. A lot of us won't see it. It's only a 20% chance for that rain to be around today. Tomorrow goes up to an 80% chance. I think it lingers into Wednesday morning. We'll give it a 40% chance, mainly during the morning. By the afternoon, we'll clear it out. Only break will be Thursday for this week, plus my pick for the week, and then a 70% chance for the rain returns to the area by the time we get to the end of the work week. Here it is, our forecast track model. You can follow along with me at the time right there above my head. Starting off this morning with a few clouds overhead. This will last at least through early afternoon, but late starts to clear out a little bit. We'll wind up with partly cloudy skies through early evening. Late or through the overnight is when clouds will move back into the area. Now, starting off tomorrow morning, we could have an isolated shower around. Becomes a bit more scattered once we get toward the noon hour. More widespread as we head toward the evening. Now, there could be a clap of thunder or two. For the most part, we'll just be dealing with some light to moderate, maybe a pocket or two of some heavy rain that will be around. It lingers into the area through Wednesday morning early, but by the afternoon, in fact, by mid-morning, should be out of the way. We'll start to see some drying taking place by the time we get to the afternoon, and we'll stay that way as we head into Thursday as well. In fact, temperatures drop off a little bit with the extra cloud cover and the rain threat. 67 degrees will be the high on Tuesday. Wednesday, 69. Thursday, the warmest of the week, 74 degrees under partly sunny skies, and the rain returns on Friday. We'll give it a 70% chance with 69 for the high, cooling off a little bit as we head into the weekend. But remember, we spring forward this weekend as well. 61 will be our high temperature, close to where we should be for this time of year by Sunday.
Today, Diego Ibarra will have his first court appearance. He's being charged for having a fake green card. He's the brother of murder suspect Jose Ibarra. Jose Ibarra was arrested in the death of 22-year-old nursing student Laken Riley. Diego Ibarra is not charged in Riley's death, nor is he suspected in the crime. If Diego is convicted for having a fraudulent document, he could face a maximum of 10 years in prison.
This morning, the family of a DeKalb County man is mourning after he was found dead over the weekend. This is James Bud King. He was 57 years old. Bud was missing for a week before his body was found in the woods near Mariners Court. Right now, police don't know exactly how he died, but the family says he was in bad shape. 11 Alive spoke with Bud's brother, who says he wants answers.
I don't think it happened right there. Bud didn't go off terrain for nothing in the world. He didn't like bushes, didn't like walking in the dirt. I just hope he didn't suffer.
Bud was a staple at Tucker High School, and his family is planning a memorial at the high school soon.
New federal funding is on the way to Georgia from the Department of Transportation. $9.9 billion federal dollars will support public transportation across the country, like MARTA. Nearly $123 million will come specifically to Georgia. This is the latest round of funding from the Biden administration's investment in the nation's transit system. We talked to Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg about how the funding will help Georgians.
We recognize the power of transit to make communities stronger. It is part of how so many people get to where they need to be. It can even help with issues like housing affordability because it opens up whole new neighborhoods or sections of town to people if they have an affordable way to get from where they live to where they work. MARTA's the biggest transit system, but not the only one. We're going to be benefiting really small, medium, and large transit systems across the state.
Secretary Buttigieg says work at the 5 Points MARTA station and at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport are using previously approved federal funds. All new for you this morning, a look at AAA's new gas report. Prices at the pump up 7 cents from a week ago. This morning, your average is $3.20 a gallon. Good morning, Chesley.
Morning, Cheryl. Good morning, everyone. By noon today, temperatures will be right around 64 degrees. We're looking at well, mostly cloudy skies by then. We will get partly sunny skies in here by 3 o'clock this afternoon. 72 degrees will be our afternoon high temperature. We're going to drop back down to 68 degrees by 6 o'clock tonight under partly sunny skies. We'll stay that way through early evening, but then more clouds will move in overnight, and we'll get the rain back in here for tomorrow. Jerry?
It is a lucky Monday morning for one person in Georgia, waking up a millionaire after hitting the Powerball play in the drawing on Saturday. The jackpot now $460 million. The next drawing is tonight.
Ooh, that is the big one.
I didn't hear from the pool people around here yet. Waiting.
Where are they? Yeah.
You don't need the money.
There would be signs. There would be signs if you want.
Is it in my spam box?
I need to go to that Miami trip with your neighbors. That's
it.
That's it. We're out of here.
I need that money to
South Beach, here he comes.